After years of wedded bliss, Nick couldn't take it any longer. Melissa, through no fault of her own, had grown up in a home without cable TV or a VCR. If that last sentence confused you, Google it. This had resulted in her having very little pop culture movie knowledge. In order to right this injustice, the duo will watch and discuss movie after movie until Melissa has caught up with the zeitgeist of her generation. Welcome to their journey.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you this fine evening?
I'm good. How are you?
I am well. It is not storming tonight.
No.
No, the weather's quite pleasant. So, do you have any sense of what movie, I don't know, what are you thinking we're going to watch? Are you nervous? Do you have an idea of what we're going to watch? Anything? Have I let it inadvertently slip, quote unquote, out of the bag?
No. The only thing I know is that it's going to be like a Halloween-y sort of film.
Maybe.
That's all.
Well, I can definitely say with certainty it's about us.
Oh, not an oldie.
No, it is not an oldie. I thought last week, I diverged from the formula a bit. So this is only a slight departure from the formula, though, because have you seen the film Us?
I have not.
Have I seen the film Us?
Yes, you have.
Yes, I have.
So, yeah.
So
it works. This
is still something, it's a little more recent. Do you remember around when it was made or no?
Oh my gosh. Wait, we're in 2022. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to guess 2018.
Interesting. Okay. How much do you know about it? Do you know anything about the plot of this film?
I know it was written and directed by Jordan Peele.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about a family, and I think they go on vacation, and they're in a house, or maybe it's in the house they live, but then others of them show up.
Okay.
And it's creepy, and there's door slamming, suspenseful music. Basically, just trying to remember. I saw the trailer once.
Sorry. Door slamming, suspenseful music. They're trying to make me feel something. Okay. So yeah, that sounds like a trailer. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't end it with "coming soon." Awesome. How are you feeling thinking about watching this one?
Okay, so I saw Jordan Peele's movie Get Out, and I liked it. It was very good.
I don't think you liked it. I think you loved it. I thought you really, or at least there's a really in there, but that's just my memory of your response to it. But.
Okay, yeah, I'll say I really liked it. It was really good.
Jordan Peele was getting nervous.
It was actually, yeah, it was a great movie.
Yeah.
And
Get Out. Sorry, I love doing that. Okay, go ahead.
No, and then I saw this trailer for Us, and I thought, oh, that's too scary for me. Even though I loved his last movie, that was too scary.
Yeah.
But then the movie Nope came out.
Oh, yeah,
and that was also scary, but I thought, okay, I want to try it. And I had a feeling it would be okay. And I did. I closed my eyes a lot during the movie. I did. I closed my eyes a lot.
Confirmed.
But it was okay. I made it through. And it was a really good movie. So I want to see Us.
Oh.
Even though I am thinking I'm going to be really freaked out.
Okay. It'll be interesting to hear your response to a movie that freaked you out. Because I don't think we've had one that freaked you out yet. So, yeah.
On a scale of because you can look at a movie and say, oh, that Melissa's going to handle that. Or
yeah.
Or no, I don't think she can handle that. Where does this fall on that scale?
I mean, you can totally handle it. So, wait, what was the scale again? You said handle it or not handle it? You can handle it. I think a good metric would be how many times you're going to close your eyes. I'm going to guess you're going to close your eyes in this film about 4 times.
4 times.
That's my guess. How many times did you do it in Nope? Do you remember?
It was. I didn't count the times.
Sure.
But it was any time
not me.
There was the flashback with the monkey.
Oh, yeah.
Those scenes I really couldn't handle. Ooh.
Yeah, I think that was 2 or 3. Okay.
Good movie, though.
Oh, so good. Yeah, it was really good. Okay. So that's my guess. I think you're going to close your eyes 4 times. Although now that I know the monkey is the basis, I might lower that to 2.
Oh.
But we'll see. Okay. So what word or 2 would you use to capture your impression of the film?
Ooh, suspenseful. Eerie.
Okay. Pennsylvania?
Yes, I believe the house is in Pennsylvania.
Erie, Pennsylvania. Okay. Awesome. Well,
isn't there a beach nearby the house?
I mean, I am known for giving you details about movies before we see them. This is one of my trademarks. I know. So I'm going to give you... No, I'm not going to tell you.
Okay.
Anything else before we break and go check it out?
How are you feeling about going into this movie?
I am really... I've seen it once. I think... I can't say when I saw it because that would be a spoiler. But I do remember like it had some think points. Like you're really trying to figure some stuff out when you're watching it.
Ooh.
Which, isn't a spoiler for you because you've seen his other movies. That's kind of his thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm interested to watch it again, knowing the things. So I can pay attention in different ways. So that's why I'm excited to watch it.
It's like watching that one movie.
That one movie.
What
one movie?
After you know how
movie.
I see dead people.
Oh,
that movie. It's like when you watch.
Sense.
Yes, thank you.
That one movie. I thought you meant it like in every that movie. Just a general example.
No, The Sixth Sense, like watching that the Sixth Sense movie.
Oh, sure.
After you know.
Yeah. I don't know if it's I'll let you think that. We'll see.
Okay, let's watch it.
Okay, let's go check it out. So,
hello.
Hi. Are you getting the giggles?
Yeah, a little bit.
How can you get the giggles after seeing that movie? Like,
because now I have to talk about that movie.
Wow. Okay. So, do you want to give us a quick summary before we dive into further questions, or what are you feeling tonight?
Okay, so I usually give a summary, right? And I spend some time thinking about the movie, but after I watched this movie, I was actively trying to not think about it because it scared me so much. I had a real nightmare, like a wake me up in the middle of the night nightmare from it. And then I laid in bed for probably an hour being haunted by this movie, and it wouldn't leave my mind. It wouldn't leave my mind, Nick.
Oh.
And then I finally got back to sleep, but then it's just been haunting me. And so somewhere Jordan Peele is really happy.
Yeah, I think I said to you when you told me that, for some reason, Jordan Peele is going to wake up this morning in California and go, wow, I slept really well last night.
But here's what I've got for the review. Okay.
Did it help or hurt your processing, the fact that I was kind of standing in the driveway in the dark just at random times throughout the past, since we've seen the movie?
I've been jumping at noises. Like, that's how bad it's like freaked me out.
You would not have liked what happened while you were upstairs while I was setting up. I was in this room alone. It was quiet. And all of a sudden our pantry door just went and opened.
Oh my gosh.
And it was our cat.
It was our cat. Oh,
but
okay.
I was like, you would have jumped 10 feet. Okay. Summary, please.
Okay. So this is my bare bones summary so that I don't have to actually think about this.
There's people
scary
and things. The
end. So Adelaide's the main character, and for a summer vacation, her and her husband and their 2 kids go to her home that she grew up in, and they go visit this beach where something traumatic happened to her as a child.
Okay. And
things unravel from there. That's all I've got.
That's it? There's nothing else?
It's just a brief, that's just the beginning of the movie. But I will say,
okay,
you learn slowly what that traumatic event was. There's certainly twists.
# storytelling.
Yeah, it's really powerful storytelling.
Sure.
There's like twists. The reveals are astounding. And yes, that's all I have to say. That's my summary. Feel free to add anything you need to add.
Oh, I'm more in my head. I'm hearing the 10-minute summary you gave of Swamp Thing in the play-by-play. So hearing you stop there is just very amusing to me. Obviously, if you haven't seen this film and you want to, be surprised, then you should probably stop listening at this point because we're going to talk more about the film. But anyway, that being said, I think there's a few more details we can have in there to have a sense of the gravity from the movie. So the family goes home, and most of the movie takes place at night. Mm-hmm. And it's my favorite. I'm skipping ahead to my favorite part of the movie.
Do it.
My favorite part of the movie is when it's just before, it's like you feel the slow build, you start seeing subtle things that are happening. Like
everything's eerie, right?
Yeah,
it's weird, and something bad is coming.
And she's noticing, she talks about it later in the movie too. She's noticing things happening, coincidences. Like for some reason, she put her, what is that kid, 12 in the movie? His bedtime was 11:11. I was like, what is this? 11? This is crazy. But there was a guy at the beach who had the sign like Jeremiah 11:11. But one of the things this is not my favorite part, but the foreshadowing. I love like this shot they have where they're walking out onto the beach.
Yes.
And the sun is shining on them, and you see their shadows.
And it's an aerial shot.
Yes, it's an aerial shot.
Yeah.
And you see their shadows, which is foreshadowing. Mm-hmm. Get it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's 4 of them. That's what the pun is. It's layers of puns here. There's 4 of them, and it's foreshadowing what's going to be happening soon. I am so puntastically happy right now.
Crushed it. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Actually, in the movie, even though I was totally freaked out, I really liked that shot too. Mm-hmm. It really stood out because it was so stark. The shadows were so clear on the sand. Yeah. That was a really cool shot.
That's not my favorite part though. My favorite part is they've gone through this weird day. The husband's like, okay, whatever, for everything.
He's like, I'm just here for vacation. Yeah. Can we just relax?
I just want to have fun.
He was really funny.
Yeah, he was. And I love how when I told you that he was the character from Black Panther, you were just like mind blown because he's so different in that movie versus this movie.
And I just want to say this would have never happened in Wakanda.
No, it would not have happened. Well, no, it probably wouldn't. No, probably not.
Will you get to your favorite part?
Oh, sorry. My favorite part, we're leading up to it, is they're in the house and the adults are talking in their bedroom, and then the son comes in and says, Mom, Dad, what is it? Why aren't you in bed? There's a family in the driveway. And him just saying that, you're like, what? And then when they go out and they look in the shot, just the establishing shot of the family just standing silhouetted in the driveway. Mm-hmm. And then it just keeps persisting and they're not moving. Oh, it's the best part. It's the best part of the movie.
That put fear in my belly when you said the line that the boy said.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the family is standing in the driveway and the dad is just so clueless. It's so hilarious.
He keeps dialing up his his macho-ness every time he goes out.
Now you got to get out of here. It's so funny. Yeah. Yeah. But eventually we find out who these 4 people are.
Yeah. They're their doppelgangers.
Right.
Which is, I'm pretty sure, the very absolute accurate term to use for them. Evil twins. So, yeah. Yeah. So anyway, you're just having your vacation and all of a sudden, boom, there's copies of your entire family and they're all in jumpsuits. Look like they just escaped out of a penitentiary or a mental insane asylum or something. And then they want to come talk to you in very violent ways. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then it becomes a home invasion story, which really freaks me out. Those kinds of movies are really, really scary. We watched one with a friend one time, and I don't remember the name of it.
Oh, do you remember the name of the friend? How many? No details?
Sucheta.
Okay. All right.
And it was where
was it the German one?
Yes, the German one.
Well, that one is I think it was called like Strange Games or something like that.
Yeah.
That one's really intense. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Those type of stories like totally freak me out. The home invasion aspect, it's like they're so powerless.
Right.
You know, the woman, Adelaide, she gets like handcuffed to the table and then can't save her family. And oh my gosh.
I actually was looking at IMDb for that, and the top goof was she's handcuffed to that table and she can't reach something, but the table's actually like a really light coffee table, so she could have just moved the table and grabbed it.
Yeah, I kept picturing her like actually just kind of picking it up and then smashing it on top of her shadow woman.
Yeah.
But then I was like, Melissa, it's not the Marvel Universe. That's not going to happen. This is a different kind of story. No one's going to pick up a table and smash their way out.
I was expecting you to say, Melissa, this is not an IKEA coffee table, so you can't. It won't just fall apart if it touches someone. Okay, so wow, yeah. Is this a bad time to tell you I've stopped locking the doors at night?
Stop.
I mean, I really wanted to amp up the whole Halloween season.
I'm going to go check the doors right now.
Okay. All right. I leave them open a little crack too, so the wind can just blow it open. So, how do you feel now that you've watched this film?
Really still freaked out.
Yeah.
This is a film that is going to haunt me for years to come.
Years?
Yeah, like Annihilation.
Oh, yeah.
On that level. This was really, really scary to me. There were a couple shots that he had where you almost couldn't see what you were supposed to see, but you saw enough. Like in the shadows, you know, like someone coming out of the shadows. There was like some freaky smiles in the shadows.
Yeah.
Those really were powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. His use of lighting was really...
Oh, yeah. The shadows and the darkness in it.
Yeah.
It's really great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the Jaws factor, right? Like you don't show it and let the intensity build, right? He had the actors watch Jaws. That was one of the films they watched.
Oh, yeah.
He had them watch certain horror movies so that they would all have a common language like to talk about as they were filming.
You know I haven't seen Jaws, right?
I'm aware.
Okay.
Yeah. But you've seen Nope, which is another Jordan Peele film. And he did the same thing. It's the whole not showing the monster type. It just instills... Once you show it, then it's over and it's not as scary. So, yeah. He's good at that.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is an interesting question in context of you just saying you're going to have nightmares for years. Are you glad or sad you saw it?
I went to bed a little angry that I saw it. Like, man, now this is in my head forever.
Yeah. You know what's so strange is you can forget films. It's so like the plot lines and everything, but then something like this will stick in your mind. It's so strange.
It will.
Like the details.
Yeah. It has planted itself. But go ahead. What was your next question?
I was going to see if you were going to circle back to answering. So you went to bed really upset that you'd watched this film. So I'm guessing that goes in the sad column.
Yeah, I'm not happy that I saw this film.
Okay.
I survived.
Okay.
But I could have...
You could have gone the rest of your life.
Happy life without seeing it.
Yeah, you and I have very different feelings about... I think I would like to have like nightmares. Like I think that would be entertaining. But you and I have very different dream lives. Like yours are like surreal and like super real, and mine are more like watching a movie. So I'm like, oh sweet, I'd get to like watch another movie. That'd be great. And you're like, no, it's like real. So yeah. Okay, so how would you rate this one?
You need to be really like not easily scared to watch this movie.
Not easily scared to watch this movie.
Not for the faint of heart. Not even, I don't know if I would describe myself. Well, maybe. Yeah.
You're conditionally faint of heart.
You have to be pretty brave to see this movie, I think.
Okay. Or ignorant. You'd have to be ignorant of what the movie's about, then you just go and see it.
Or see the other two and you're like, that he did. Yeah. And be like, oh, well, I handled those. Those were fine.
I could do that. Whatever. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Note to self: have a pillow on hand for the next viewings. It's gonna be okay. Okay. How do you think this movie like Do you remember anything about, well, A, you guessed it was 2018. Mm-hmm. You were super close. It was 2019.
Oh, okay.
I think I saw this, I'm pretty sure I went and saw this in theaters just before the pandemic hit. Like it was probably the summer before, like in 2019. I don't remember when, but or maybe it was fall. Anyway, I saw it in theaters and it was really cool to see it in theater.
Oh, man.
It was good.
I'm so happy for you.
Do you remember how, like, hearing things about it or what the reception was or anything like
that? No, I don't remember. I assume that it was like, well received because he has a following and
he won the Oscar for Get Out. So yeah, it's made like crazy. Like I looked at the totals for what it made and it was just crazy. It was like $20 million to make it, and then it was like hundreds of millions of dollars. So it did quite well.
Wow.
It's good. Wow. Okay. First off, any questions for me? Anything you're wondering about the movie?
Yeah, for you, this was your second time watching it. Like, what did you notice on the second viewing?
I mean, I noticed a lot more of the foreshadowing type things. Mm-hmm. Whereas the first time you're just like, oh, that's a pretty shot, like with the beach one. But then you're like, oh, well, I know where the story's going. So it's very clearly like kind of like dropping the breadcrumbs. I noticed that I'm trying to think of like it was just fun watching. I was able to watch the actors and their performances more. Like that's why I like multiple viewings, because you can focus on something else. Mm-hmm. So it was really interesting to see like the main actress. She did really cool vocal work.
Yes.
Like her creepy, like husky voice, like when she was like doing the doppelganger, and even like you would see her go in and out of it too, and hers as well, which was really cool. So
really,
yeah, her voice would kind of get lower sometimes when she would get frustrated and stuff.
Oh,
yeah. See, you probably didn't notice that because you were so scared.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Her body movement also was really good. Like it really, yes. I don't have the words for it because it was too scary, but
yeah,
it's really scary.
And I just love how like the family dynamic. This one's just cool. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, go ahead.
Also, like a lot of times in movies, the kids are so stupid.
Yes.
And you're just like, they do the stupid thing and they're going to do it even though they're not supposed to. Mm-hmm. But the kids in this movie, aside from the opening and what started it all, the kids, like, the son and daughter, they were rock stars in this apocalyptic scenario.
Yeah, they were. Like, how many times have you heard me when we're watching a movie, the kids? Because they just always, it's like kids are used as a prop to get to a plot point of bad thing happening.
Right.
So, the kid touches the whatever or does etc. So, yeah, it was really cool. They were very adept and
smart.
And smart, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The only a little like irksome part was where the daughter was like insisting she would drive.
Oh yeah, that was the one kid moment. Yeah,
part where you were like, you need to get away now. Yeah. Don't argue about driving the car. Just let your mom drive.
There's literally people trying to kill you, and you're having an argument about who gets to do it. Like.
But that was the one thing, and it was so minor.
Yeah.
So I really felt like the kids had a pretty nice role in this.
I mean, as a parent, you definitely like that strikes that chord of like, I can't believe you're asking me this question right now in this situation. But from a character perspective, like it makes sense. I think it makes sense why she did it. Like she had very like kind of logical reasons for doing it. So anyway. As a parent, though, it was ridiculous. But, I understood why her character did it because she apparently thought it out and wanted to, do control things and just be more mature. So it was nice. It was cool. Wow. Okay. Do you think this film is going to hold up well in like 20 or 30 years?
Yes.
Whoa. That was like zero hesitation.
Yeah, I think it's like, I mean, I'm sure for people who like it, it will be maybe one they watch every Halloween or like something. But this is like going to be entered into the pantheon of classic horror films, I think.
Okay.
It's so good.
Wow. Okay. Wow, that's high praise.
Yeah. I mean that too.
Even though I hate it.
I say that with all my terrified heart.
Wow, I just keep thinking about how, as we were watching it, I was like, oh, this is scary when they're in the house and there's all the shadows and everything. But then once they get on the boat and they go across, it's like everything just kicks up, and it's like you're starting to think, oh, everything's fine and people survive and everything's okay because the family's doing good. But then you see the other family and, oh man, they're just, they didn't stand a chance.
Yeah, I mean, it zooms out and you see this is happening to not just them.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, great.
Yeah, that's good. It's good.
So can I ask some questions about what you think about the doppelgangers? Like, can we look into that a little bit more?
I mean, do I need to give you factual answers or just what I think?
So they're like their shadow other selves that lived underground and somehow knew what the other selves were doing and kind of paralleled their lives underground.
Are you asking me a question or telling me?
I'm asking if I've got that right.
I mean, I didn't study this. I'm just going based off of what I saw. Yes, like there's a line in the movie where the I think they call her Red. I think she's the doppelganger for the lead actress. She talks about how there was a program in the past, and then they were like, everybody was copied in the whole country, and then. This is the part that blows your mind, though. It's like everybody was copied, but then she's like, but then they forgot about us and just left us to our own devices. And I think she said generations.
Right.
So it's like, how do there has to be like a psychic connection or something. Otherwise, like, how would you know that you're supposed to be my wife? You know, I'm in the underground and then I know that I see you or whatever. How do we know that? And even more miraculously, how do we have the same looking children? Like, so that is the suspension of disbelief, like with that one's, but yes, that's the basic premise. There was some organization of some sort that created this extensive network of clones. And that's what the rabbits are for, I think, too, because rabbits are like one of those like lab animals you think of when you think about like, just cloning and testing, animal testing, things like that. So I think that's why I used rabbits. Again, don't know, just inferring based on having watched it.
The underground world was very clean.
Yeah, like who's cleaning it?
Yes,
it's
that's what I was wondering.
With insane people who are just walking around. You know what? I think I just answered it in my head. I don't think it was clean. I think once they had a purpose, then they cleaned everything up. That's my guess.
And there's rabbits all over the place.
Yeah, that's what they ate. That was their food source.
Right. So again, that's why I was wondering, how was it so clean?
I mean, rabbits eat their own.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe the rabbits didn't have food. They just had to keep eating their own feces. I don't know. Fun fact, FYI, if people don't know that. Rabbits can eat their own feces and live off of it.
Yes. Thanks for sharing.
I try. Wow. Any other questions then about that?
I'm afraid to ask more questions. I'm so freaked out by the movie.
Why scissors?
Yes, why scissors?
I don't know. Why only one driving glove on one hand? I'm guessing it's because of Michael Jackson, the Thriller t-shirt. You know how Michael Jackson had the glove? I'm guessing that's it. But I don't know. I could probably look that one up, but that's my guess.
I just watched the Thriller video today.
Did you?
Yeah, for the first time in ages.
Wow. It was kind of fun seeing a movie though too that's like there's a kid in 1986 and then she grows up and that's her story. It's like that's right in our wheelhouse of what we're doing with the project actually. So the film like so yeah.
Do you remember the Hands Across America commercials?
Vaguely.
That whole thing? Me too. I was like, this is so familiar.
I remember the Native American crying commercials too. Do you remember those?
No,
There's like a car driving down the highway, and then they throw a piece of litter, and then they like pan over, and you see a Native American, and he's standing there. He's not actually Native American. He's like an Italian guy. But anyway, digress.
The 80s.
It was the 80s. And then it goes in, and then there's like a tear that falls down his cheek. Then they zoom in, and it was like a "Don't Pollute" type commercial.
I've only seen references to that commercial. Yeah. I don't think I've actually seen the original commercial.
Yeah. I don't remember if they actually did Hands Across. I mean, they had to have done Hands Across America, right? There were all those commercials. I don't remember if it was a success or not. It definitely wasn't as successful as what was in this film, let me tell you. Because if nothing else, the actions that happened in this film got the nation's attention.
Do you think that... Do you think that there was a happy ending?
For whom?
For anyone? Do you think that...
I think...
After this movie, what do you think happens?
After this movie, I think all the doppelgangers were really happy. I think at the very end of the movie, they're the happiest they've ever been. Because think about it.
Are you joking?
I'm not joking at all.
And then they had a celebration and rejoiced?
I'm completely serious. You have a group of insane people, like crazy insane people who've just lived in chaos. And if you can kind of believe what was happening with the psychic connection, it's like you're not even in control of your body. Like sometimes you're like going through these pathways.
True.
And having to follow other people's scripts and things like that, these compulsions. And then all of a sudden you take control of it. You have purpose. You enact this huge, crazy orchestrated thing. And then you enact vengeance on the people who you perceive as controlling you. And then you all do this one act together to make your hands cross America. I bet they felt great.
In the sunshine.
In the sunshine.
Standing in the sunshine, maybe for the first time.
Yeah. So I absolutely think they were happy. The crazy people were definitely happy. Yeah. Now the family, I don't know. Happy ending. They all survived. So that's good. Kinda. But yeah.
But can we talk about the last twist or?
I mean, we already warned people.
Okay.
So this is like a super secret twist, the very end twist. So if you really don't want to know, you should stop listening. But go ahead.
So the mom is actually not the mom.
She's not the mom.
She's not. She never was.
It's just like on the dinosaur show. Not the mama.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Her last smile, that also is haunting me.
Oh yeah.
Just like the flash of that. And the boy sees it.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
The boy looks at her, which elicits that smile. So I don't know I think that was supposed to be him realizing that she was that. And he also like was sprinkling it out. I said earlier, like her voice was deeper. It's like she would start to lose her composure because she was getting nervous. She was going to lose the life she'd made, that she'd stolen.
When is that happening? I don't remember.
It happens multiple times throughout the film. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. You see her like, her voice gets a little lower. You can see her composure shaking a bit. Even sometimes, if I remember right, she kind of starts to do more acrobatic things, like the way she moves her body. Just, it's really subtle sometimes, but
wow.
Yeah. It makes you want to watch it again, doesn't it?
No. This is all I need. It also makes me think, though, it never would have happened to her if she hadn't, taken the place that she took, like swapped places in the beginning.
It never would have happened to who? Which her are you talking about? Like the whole
doppelganger story? Her.
The whole story wouldn't have happened at all?
Right.
I agree. The whole story would not have happened the way it did.
So she kind of brought that on herself.
Well, I mean, think about it. If you had to choose between, I told you this during the movie, I don't fault her at all for anything she did in wanting to live in wanting to live in the real world. Like that character, that all makes complete sense. You're a 6-year-old who's like grown up in insane surroundings, and then you have a chance to like not be in that. Like, so that makes total sense. But, I mean, the world kind of went crazy at the end, but she had 30 good years living sanely. Like, so 30 years of insanity, or all of a sudden everything comes crashing down after you've had a good while. Which would you pick?
Oh, it's so chilling.
Yeah.
All of it was so chilling.
Yeah. So I'd probably pick the 30 years of good and then everything falling apart, probably, as opposed to just pure insanity all the time. But Who knows? Yeah. It's a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to rewatch. I think I liked it better watching it the second time than the first time.
Oh, wow.
I could appreciate it more. First time you're just responding to it, I could appreciate like the composition and just how everything was, the story works and everything. Wow. Okay. So what, if any, messages do you think this film has?
I don't know. What do you think? Does this film have a message?
I mean, I think the message on this one is more of a, well, first off, I want to go back to, do you think it ever would have happened? This movie would not have happened if instead of starting in the year 1986, it started in the year 2016. This movie would not have happened. No way parents would have been as neglectful. The 80s parents just like drinking beer and ignoring their children, and then they wander off in the dark on, by themselves. It would not happen anyway.
Agreed.
Yeah. What was the question you asked me again? I decided to check. The message of the movie.
Yeah.
I think it's more just about like, we all have sides of ourselves. We all have different sides of ourselves that we maybe don't want to show people, or we only show certain people, and just meditating on that. Like, that's like the core of it. So the message is know yourself so it won't tear you down.
I think it's more, I think that it's less a message and more of a way to make this movie and make something scary. That's what I think.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he probably didn't go out and write it to be like, wow, I really hope people become self-reflective. He probably just wanted to make a fun movie.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had to elicit one, that's what it would be. Know
well
yourself
done.
so you don't go crazy.
Okay.
So what would you realistically do if this actually happened to us?
Oh, man. I mean, I would like to think I would fight for my life and succeed and win.
Okay.
What about you?
No, I mean, like, one of our children walks into our bedroom and says, Mom and Dad, there's a family in the driveway, and it's like 11 o'clock at night.
Okay. I would call the police immediately, turn on the lights, lock the doors.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know in what order. I don't know what order that would come in.
Okay.
And go from there.
Yeah. Those are good rational things to do. I hope we would do that.
I would listen to see if it's just our neighbors calling for their dogs, which happened this morning. So
yeah, that's a good call too.
Yeah.
And
right. What would you do? I feel like loading a gun is somewhere in this answer.
Definitely. There's weapons. Yeah, that's a weaponized situation. You definitely need to assess whatever you have going on and grab weapons. 100%. And yeah, you make sure someone secured the perimeter, and then you get weapons. Yeah.
Okay.
And there's tiers to that. The first is you grab any weapon you can as you're securing the perimeter, right? And then after that, once you've secured, then you get more effective weapons. So just so you're aware.
I'm looking around the room, wondering what you would see here that would be your first weapon.
An effective weapon?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that you can just grab.
We literally have like a knife block. Knives are pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad I have you around.
Those are probably the closest best things. Yeah. Axes are nice if you have axes. Those work quite well.
Okay.
Anyway. Okay. Last question. If you were the head honcho of the Insane People USA, what color would you make the jumpsuits?
Green, definitely.
Green?
Yeah.
What color green?
Oh, like a light green, not forest green, not lime green, but
lime green.
Not lime green.
I know, I'm just picturing lime green now.
Something in between.
Okay.
A spring green.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What about you?
I don't know. The red was really nice. I liked the red. It was like a dark blood red.
That's true.
So I'd probably go, I'm a really big fan of like Hyperlink Blue. I love that color blue.
Hyperlink Blue.
That's a good one. And it would actually blend kind of well if you did a darker tone of it in the dark as well. So
I feel like with green jumpsuits they would have looked like gardeners.
We're just here.
Stop.
Oh, sorry.
Stop.
Sorry. It's really hard not to do that when we're just walking around at night now.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard. Okay. So are you okay to keep going and watching movies? I'm a little afraid to show you more movies after this one.
Well, oh my gosh. Is the next movie worse? We have just experienced the edge, the very edge that I can get to. That's it. Like, I can't go.
Yeah.
I can't go worse than that because then I won't sleep for like days.
See, this is good. It's like I'm calibrating an instrument right now. You know, I'm seeing thresholds and how much you can take, how little, etc. So, I don't think next week's is worse than this.
Oh, you're really hesitating.
I'm pretty sure. Well, I only saw this movie once, so I'm going off of my memory from like decades ago. So I don't, but you and I have very different how we respond to things. So I don't think, I think you'll be okay. I think.
Not so sure.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see next week.
Okay.
Good night.
Good night.
Once upon a time.
There's a family in our driveway.
There's not a family in our driveway. Huh. Who is that? There's a family. Y'all scared of a family?
Boogeyman's family.
Okay, all right. Enough of that. Hey.